Like I said, my name is Marjorie Betley, and we're going to spend just the next kind of like 5 to 8 minutes or so. Let's see how fast we get through it, talking about the University of Chicago. Now, what I like to start with when I talk about the University of Chicago is the very beginning. So we were founded in 1890 by this guy named John D. Rockefeller. Name should sound kind of familiar if you've ever taken a US history class. What I really like about this story is that Rockefeller wanted the University of Chicago to be in Chicago for a very specific reason. And he wanted the Midwest, especially Illinois, to have its own research institution that was bigger and better than the ones that already existed in the Northeast and in Europe. We like to think that we've made Mr. Rockefeller pretty proud. But at the same time, when we think about the University of Chicago, think about it within 3 layers, right? So we do research, yes, but at our heart and soul, we are a liberal arts college. So we're a liberal arts college within a much larger research institution, within, like I said, a big city, Chicago, the 3rd largest city in the United States. With all of those 3 layers, you really get some pretty unique resources and opportunities. I want to talk a little bit about what it means to be a liberal arts college, though, because that's where you spend as a student most of your first 2 years. Are in our core curriculum. So a core class for us is an opportunity to explore in a really wide variety of subject areas before you commit to a specific major. So for us, you're going to start really broad. This is the liberal part of the liberal arts, is you start broad before you narrow yourself down. The core curriculum at the University of Chicago is about 1/3 of your classes over 4 years. For us, 1/3 of your classes are in this core, 1/3 of your classes will be in your major, whatever that ends up being, and 1/3 of your classes are set aside as elective classes. So you can do whatever you want with that. But we want you to start with a really strong foundation. So that is the idea behind the core. These are the 8 different subject areas that you take classes in within the core curriculum, and every single core class is capped at 19 students. They're all discussion-based, and they're all taught by our faculty. So you're really starting off on a strong foundation, and you really need to have a lot of these skills no matter what major you end up going into. You need to know how to write persuasively, how to argue and debate, how to read critically. These are all skills that are going to help you no matter what major you go into. So that's why all of our students start here. Then you do move into your major. Most students at U Chicago declare their majors around the end of their 2nd or the beginning of their 3rd year. Like I said, you don't need to know exactly what you want to major in right off the bat. It's a decision you make a little bit later on. You can easily double major, which is really nice. We only have 1 undergraduate college. It's the College of Liberal Arts and Sciences. So every single student takes the core curriculum. Every single student is a student within the College of Liberal Arts and Sciences. Means you can mix and match any and every major you want. About 1/3 of our students do end up double majoring, and not a small handful will triple major. Part of the reason that is possible is that we are on the quarter system, so our year looks a little bit different. It's pretty fast paced, but the year is broken down into those 4 quarters: fall, winter, spring, and summer. You're taking 3 to 4 classes per quarter. Summer, we highly encourage you to go do something else, maybe get an internship, a job. But during the rest of the year, you're racking up a lot of classes, so double or triple majoring is very doable. Like I said, we want you to spend your summers wisely, get an internship, get a job, build that skill set, build your resume. And because of that, we have these things called careers in programs. These are separate from majors, so these are not connected to your major in any way, shape, or form. And you can join one, you can join more than one, they're open, they're optional. But what these programs give you are a curated set of career advisors who are professionals, they have worked in these industries before, your own set of internship opportunities, networking opportunities, mentorship within all of these different industries. So we want you to not only get a great liberal arts education, right? You're going to read Marx and Freud and Foucault, but we also want you to be able to do something with it. So get the hands-on skills that you need, the internships, build your resume, do your research, work in that lab through these careers and programs. That's how a lot of students get started. Like I said, open and optional. I will say we're really proud of this number. 98% of students on graduation day either had a full-time job offer in hand or had been accepted into a graduate school. So that's a really great opportunity that, like I said, you're going to get a great education and you're going to be able to do something with it at the same time. We are located in the city of Chicago, but we're in a smaller neighborhood within the city of Chicago called Hyde Park. We are a residential college as well, which means all students live in housing for their first 2 years. It is guaranteed all 4 years. And we have a kind of a unique, I would say, housing system. The way that works is that we have 12 different residence halls, 7 different residence halls now, sorry, we built a few new ones and closed some old ones. 7 different residence halls, which are all broken down into smaller units called houses. A house is about 80 to 100 students, and every house is designed to be a microcosm of the university as a whole. So you are going to get all different areas, all different majors, all different interests represented within that house. So you'll have upperclassmen and underclassmen, and you'll have students interested in every single different major and area. This is a really great way. You have this built-in diverse social network right off the bat. You're going to have students on our campus from all 50 states, over 120 different countries, urban, rural, suburban. You got students coming from all over the place. The housing system is also designed to be a really strong support system. So every single house, every 80 to 100 students has resident assistants who are upperclassmen, there to be mentors, as well as resident heads who are staff or faculty member, and they live in residence with the students. So my resident heads, they lived right down the hall from me. They had 3 little girls. I used to babysit for them a lot. Having the resident heads, having that family right there is incredibly helpful. They are there to introduce you to the city of Chicago, how to navigate the city, how to navigate campus. They host, home cooked meals and study breaks, and they're just a really great kind of like grounding opportunity. So for any of the parents on here, it's a little less Lord of the Flies because you've got, this family living right down the hall from you, which is awesome. And then you have lots of opportunities to get involved outside of the classroom. You have on campus about 450 different student organizations. I cannot list them all. It will take the whole rest of my time to do that. But if you are curious, we have them all listed on our website, and you can check out anything you do in high school. I promise we've got it in college, and usually we have multiples of it. But if we don't, you can always start your own club too. Like I mentioned, we are in Hyde Park. That is a residential neighborhood within the city of Chicago. There are 77 neighborhoods within the city of Chicago. It is a big city. And Hyde Park is just one of them. It's a great place to live. It's very green and Gothic. Campus itself is actually a registered botanical garden. So it's a lot quieter than if you were thinking we were right downtown. We're not right downtown, just a few miles south of the busy touristy downtown part of Chicago, in this quieter residential neighborhood. So a little bit about our application process. I'm not going to go into great detail here, but I wanted you to see all these pieces because we're going to talk about these pieces when we talk more about holistic review at the end here. But basically the idea is we're going to ask for a couple of different pieces of information, including your application, your transcript, teacher recommendations, essays. They all factor into the college application process. We're going to talk more about essays. Here are a few examples of ours. They're really fun. Our essays are designed so there is no right or wrong answer. You really just get to show us how your brain works on paper. That is the whole idea behind our essay. But everyone asks for essays for very specific reasons. So we'll talk about that too. A little bit about financial aid. We guarantee to cover 100% of demonstrated need. We are need blind and we are a loan-free institution. So those are the 3 big things you need to know about financial aid for us. And finally, if you want to learn more, I know we went really fast. We're trying to fit all the schools in tonight. Please check out our website and you'll find more information there.